Jerk of All Trades podcast, where we are changing society one podcast at a time.
It's time to go to work. Jerk of All Trades podcast, episode number 30. We are live, baby. Ray, what's up, man?
Oh, man, we have an absolutely awesome show, and we're going to be talking about something that's near and dear to my heart this week, and that is my favorite television show, which is Mr. Robot. So
the Mr. Robot special coming at you, second segment.
Yeah, it looks like F Society took over the intro of the podcast, so how dare they? How dare they? So yeah, we're going to talk Mr. Robot. We're going to give an in-depth breakdown of that. I've been a watcher since the show first debuted, and Eddie just binge watched. I don't think he did anything else. He watched the show, he went to the bathroom, and maybe ate a little bit, and he watched Mr. Robot in the span of like 3 days, I think. So
the result of the Universal Call-Out Gypsys.
Yes.
I've been waiting on these Gypsies for 2 weeks.
Yes.
And they are finally here.
And we got Larry Flynt and his Trump bounty. But yeah, we're gonna start it off right, and we're gonna talk about the Jerk of All Trades Patreon. So Eddie, why don't you hit him with that?
Yeah, you guys, last time we talked to you on the last podcast, we alluded to a Patreon page going live. Our official JOAT Patreon is here, and we love you guys. And if you love us as much as we love you, there's a Patreon here for you. So
yes, please give us your money.
You can show us your love and
get some stuff too. So
hell yeah, man. We're all about connecting with our listeners. Trying to please you guys as well as we can. And just to give you an idea, it doesn't have to be a lot of money, even though it could be.
Just your pocket change, your pocket lint, whatever you got.
Yeah, just like we said before, any money we get is going right back to the podcast. We just want to make this thing as big as it possibly can be and as great as it can possibly be. And, with a little added donation here, a little donation there, we can do that. So,
yeah, the
first tier is the Holla for $1. And with that,
holla, holla, holla.
Yeah, it's only $1, man.
Is that name for Teddy Long or?
Oh, that's the holla. Holla, holla.
Going one-on-one with the Undertaker.
Yes. So, with the $1, you get the access to the JOAT Facebook group and a personalized shout out every week from the JOAT podcast. So, if you don't want us throwing your government name out there, you go ahead and make sure you let us know that
whatever you want us to shout out.
If you want to be a King Dingaling, we'll call you the King Dingaling. Goddamn it, don't matter. So, that's what you get for $1. Only $1.
One simple $1, less than a coffee.
Less than a fucking coffee. So then the next step would be the $5 tier, which is getting a follow from the Jerks on all social media platforms. We are very, very, very interactive on social media. If you've been paying attention to that Instagram, a little bit of Facebook and Twitter, we're on there all day, every day. So we just want to follow you guys and blow up your DMs and blow up your comment section as much as we can because, fuck it. Let's have some fun. Any thoughts on that, Ray?
No, yeah, that's we are live, locked and loaded on social media on the reg. So yeah, definitely give us $5, man.
$5, you get a follow. Facebook, Twitter, Twitch.
A little bit more than a coffee, fancy coffee, but
yeah, it's like a Starbucks. That's like a big Starbucks coffee.
Right.
So the next tier will be the $10 tier. I have a feeling this one's gonna be popular. Show them what you got. Become a special guest producer by contributing topics to the Jerks so we can talk about them on the podcast. That's great.
Go. Whatever you want us to talk about.
I love this idea. This is great for the listeners to have, their little ingredient of a little hint, a little spice, from our listeners. Give us topics to talk about. We talk about a lot of crazy stuff on the podcast. Nothing usually is no holds barred here. So if you want to anonymously tip the Jerks to what you want us
or
to
not
talk
anonymously,
about.
if you want to,
sure.
we can shout it out that you were the one that suggested whatever that topic was. So
Yeah, if you come with a banging ass blowjob robot story, we're definitely calling you out for it.
yes.
So yeah, I mean, $10, 4 times a month, you get your topics covered by the jerks. And then the next tier would be the $25 tier. Hang out with the jerks. This is probably my favorite one as well. This is a live 30-minute video session with the jerks via Skype, Google Hangouts,
Whatever you want to do, wherever you want to get it.
What's the Apple one? FaceTime.
FaceTime.
We get it done. It doesn't have to be Skype necessarily, but you want to have a beer with the jerks, hang out with us via the video. We are here for you all day, every day.
Yes, we are.
And then the next tier would be the $50 tier. Show the world that you have been listening to the most progressive and transcendent podcast on the internet.
That's us.
Yes, for $50, you're getting your JOAT swag, which is a JOAT t-shirt and hat. And we will be trying to have a new design for the hat or the t-shirt every month. So it's not going to be the same shirt every time. Could be a robot bang bus t-shirt. It could be a
whatever fun topics
Kendall Jenner cheese sandwich t-shirt.
Oh god.
You never know what you're gonna get.
There's so many great t-shirt designs.
And you will be more than super impressive to all your friends that have no idea what the hell you're wearing on your t-shirt until you explain it to them. So it'll be great. Fun times.
Abso-freaking-lutely.
So so the next one is the Big Baller Brand tier. If you want to help us out with the big dollars, this is one of my favorites as well. It's time to go to work tier.
Jerk of all trades. Oh, sorry.
Yes, it's time to go to work tier. It helps the jerks take the show on the road. We're talking about hotels and Ubers and Greyhound buses.
Prostitutes. I mean, well, wait, what? No.
And we're going to take the show on the road and interview high profile guests in our area. So you're talking about, Wisconsin, Illinois, wherever we can go. That would be the
depends on how many people donate money to us.
I know. If this thing blows up, we'll go to California, Hawaii, wherever you want us to go.
Wherever they have legal marijuana, we will go.
Yeah. And if, and not to mention with all these tiers, you're also getting the lower tiers. So if you're buying a shirt and a hat every month, you're also getting the video session. You're also getting the topics and, everything else, the social media, the Facebook group, and the shout outs. So all the lower tiers are in with this. Whatever tier you get the bottom tiers as well. So yeah, if you got ideas for people that you want to hear or possibly see in the future on the podcast, because with these donations, we can get video equipment, we can get sound equipment. The whole idea is to make the podcast
producers.
Better. Yeah, interns, maybe a couple Monicas and 3 Kims.
Okay.
And, just make the show as good as it possibly could be.
I did not have sexual relations with that intern.
No, but I did.
Oh.
And then our last and final tier is the all-out craziness, change the world tier. This is $1,000 a month for you crazy people who just have nothing but love and belief in your heart that the Jerk of All Trades podcast
and
is
lots
going
of money
to change
in your
the
wallet.
world. This is the ultimate donation package. It helps the jerks relocate to the West Coast to pursue a proper studio office with mainstream celebrity guests. This is kind of like the super cool, package, and definitely looking forward to taking the show on the road and having guests on the podcast. The guests are coming soon. The live stream will hopefully be coming soon. More video, more production, and Patreon is live. So if you're a big fan
Check
of
it out.
Jerk of All Trades podcast, go ahead and drop $1 or $2, whatever you got to do.
1,000 or 2.
And we'll be running this thing like fucking Kyrie Irving in a Boston Celtics uniform.
Ooh, I did not get that reference, but I guarantee it was probably good.
There are no Chicago Bulls players to because they suck this year. So it's Kyrie in Boston right now.
Yeah. So and if you want to check it out, patreon.com/JOAT podcast is where you can check it out, where you can give us your money. So
yes,
we would definitely appreciate anything that you can give. So please do that.
Yes, indeed. Well, one thing I might be able to add to the Patreon would be the official Eddie the Jerk UFC picks, Ray. We document them every week on the podcast, and more often than not, you will walk away a winner. UFC 216, it's been a couple weeks, but we took a little break. Ray had a little house Friday the 13th party, and we all had a little drink and a little fun. And so we're back this week with the UFC 216 recap. There's a new interim lightweight champion, Tony Ferguson, El Kukui. Not by decision, like I had initially picked, but 3-round, or not 3 rounds. He won by submission in the 3rd round. Close fight with Kevin Lee. Not too shabby. No background music while they were fighting in their fight, but it's all good.
I thought I had that muted.
Congrats to Tony Ferguson. He's 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu, black belt, trained by Eddie Bravo. Hopefully another potential guest for the podcast in the future. Hopefully Tony Ferguson will be fighting Conor McGregor in the very near future. Very impressive performance. He got taken down like I thought he would, and but he persevered. He did a great job, and he got the submission. So Tony Ferguson, no joke off his back. And then in the co-main event, Demetrius Mighty Johnson breaks Anderson Silva's all-time title defense record in the UFC with the most impressive submission I've seen in the UFC, a suplex into a flying armbar combination. If you listen to the podcast, your boy Eddie the Jerk picked Demetrius Johnson by armbar, but I did not see this flying suplex armbar coming.
I don't even understand what that would be. I'm trying to understand that in my head. And
it was nice. He had him.
I have to check that out.
He had him in like a go behind, right? In a waist lock, picks him up, lifts him in the air for to bring him back down. But when he lifts him in the air, he lets go of the waist lock, reaches up for the arm, and jumps onto the armbar. Nasty style.
Impressive.
Super nice. Super nice. Coast to coast for Demetrius Johnson. The wrestling, the scrambles, the striking. I don't think he really even got touched in this fight.
I thought he went on the top of the cage, put a garbage can against his opponent's face and jumped off.
The coast to coast?
Yeah.
He probably could, man. Demetrius Johnson is outstanding. So congratulations, Demetrius Johnson. Great job. Great work. And I'm interested to see who you'll be fighting next, my friend. And then last but not least, the Fabricio Verdum Derek Lewis fight got canceled. So not really much to say about that one. UFC 216, pretty entertaining night of fights. Hopefully they can get that Verdum and Lewis fight rebooked. But other than that, did all right. It went 2 for 2 on the podcast picks.
Not bad.
And, we'll be back for UFC 217, no doubt.
Sweet. So how awesome would it be if Donald Trump fought in the UFC? I don't think that's happening, but it might.
A lot of people would love to see that, right?
And he might just have an opponent, and that is Larry Flynt. So let's talk about
Larry motherfucking Flynt.
Larry Flynt, dude. So he has offered a $10 million bounty on Donald Trump and any information that leads to Donald Trump being impeached. So
wow.
He took out a full page ad in the Washington Post, and it's basically Larry Flynt and Hustler magazine announced a cash offer of up to $10 million for information leading to the impeachment and removal from office of Donald J. Trump. He set up an email. He's got a hotline where you can give all the information. If you want the hotline, I'll actually give it to you. So if you actually have any information and you want to collect on the $10 million bounty on Donald Trump, you can call the Hustler hotline here. not the normal Hustler hotline. This one is actually only exclusively used just for hot tips. Oh wait, no. Oh fuck. So it's 1-800-251-2714. You can also email Hustler tipline at lfp.com, I guess.
Larry Flynt Productions.
Oh, there
maybe?
you go. Yeah,
I don't know. That's just a wild guess.
So yeah, so basically, he laid this out there, a few days ago, and I guess he's said that he's starting to get some interesting developments that are happening from this. So I'd be very interested to see where this ends up, and I can only think it probably ends up in Larry Flynt being shot.
Well, if Elliot comes away with $10 million anytime soon, we know what the fuck happened with Mr. Robot and Donald Trump. But this is crazy. Who thought that of all people, Larry Flynt would be the savior to all those Democrat soccer moms out there that just absolutely hate Donald Trump.
Yeah.
This is weird as hell. He's like, didn't he originate Hustler?
Yeah, he's the creator of Hustler.
Yeah, that's just so wild. You would think him and Donald Trump would be buddy, but I guess not.
No, I mean, well, obviously, so Donald Trump, is a conservative or whatever. That's his character he's playing.
Yeah.
And Larry Flynt obviously is not that at all. He's been fighting for free speech his whole entire life.
Very true.
We talked about Hugh Hefner fighting for free speech. God damn. Larry Flynt has lived quite a life, and he has fought for that for his whole life. He was fucking shot, god damn it, and fucking paralyzed. So, yeah, Larry Flynt is kind of a badass. He actually did do this before October of last year. He had $1 million bounty for verifiable video footage or audio recordings showing Trump engaging in illegal activity or acting in a sexually demeaning or derogatory manner. So, yeah.
You did it for Clinton too.
Yeah, that
98.
There you go. That's the thing with him too. He doesn't care who it is. It doesn't have to be Republican, Democrat, whatever. He's not towing the company line.
If you're the president, Larry Flynt does not like you.
No, he does not. Let him do his goddamn thing.
Sure. Yeah. I'm not mad at him.
Yeah, I mean, Hustler was very, very influential. So, we talked about Playboy, and Playboy was, obviously, I don't know this to be a fact, but I mean, it was the first, I believe it to be the first widely,
sure. Pornographic magazine.
Yeah, pornographic magazine that was being circulated. That was the word I was looking for.
Oh, my bad.
But yeah, Hustler obviously was quite a bit different than that. Hustler definitely took things a little bit more extreme. Playboy was very artfully done and airbrushed and so on and so forth. And Hustler was like, spread them legs wide open. Got the beaver hunt going on. So,
oh yeah.
But yeah, he's been doing that for a long time. So, this is definitely interesting. I'd be interested to see where it turns.
Busting it wide open.
So,
yeah, holy shit.
Hopefully it doesn't end up in him being murdered.
That's very true. That's the massive difference between Playboy and Hustler is the content there.
Yeah, it is quite a bit different, but just like and I wouldn't say just like Playboy, but Playboy had some interesting articles and that type of stuff. Hustler had some of that as well. As it aged, they started to have more people interviewed and stuff like that, and exposés and stuff like that. So
it's been a while since I've seen a Hustler.
Yeah.
I remember I used to see him walking home from school, like the ripped pages out of the Hustler magazine, just laying around in the grass. I was like, what the hell? But super, super crazy, man.
Yeah.
Well, as you guys know, this is the Mr. Robot special, so it'd only be right if we talked about a little cryptocurrency here on the JOAT podcast number 30. And the next story is Ghostface Killah from the Wu-Tang Clan and his cryptocurrency.
Yeah. So we all know that Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with, and so Ghostface Killah apparently is involved with a new cryptocurrency. It's
$30 million in digital coin.
It's called Cream, and apparently, what does it stand for? It stands for
Crypto.
Crypto rules everything around me. He's got a song. Or I guess Wu-Tang had a song, Cream, that was Cash rules everything around me. So,
Cream.
Apparently, crypto now would do that. So, I actually watched a very interesting documentary about Bitcoin. It was called Banking on Bitcoin. And it kind of talked to, I mean, I'll be honest with you, I actually didn't know a hell of a lot about Bitcoin. I didn't have any Bitcoin. I don't have any Bitcoin now. But it was interesting, I've been starting to read about blockchain and like kind of what that is and how that works. And like, I heard how that was like one of the most innovative things to come out, the past 30 years or whatever. And, besides the internet, and well, I guess the internet's been around longer than that, but whatever. So yeah, I wanted to know more about blockchain. So I started looking at blockchain and how interesting that is. And then I watched this documentary on Bitcoin, and it was definitely very interesting to see how it initially originated, and then it kind of the bubble eventually blew up, and a lot of people lost a lot of money because people were investing in different companies that would basically give you your Bitcoin right away because you had to wait for your transactions to go through, and there was a whole process to it. And a lot of people got screwed over and lost a lot of money, and the bubble blew up on Bitcoin. and they're still trying to kind of pick those pieces back up. But there's been a lot of other cryptocurrencies that have come out aside from Bitcoin, and nothing has really taken off. And Ghostface is actually not the first person to actually have his own cryptocurrency. Paris Hilton was actually behind. Well, I don't know if she was actually behind it. She was just backing cryptocurrency. Jamie Foxx had as well. So, these are definitely. I'm not investing my money in Cream anytime soon. I'll tell you that much.
Cream Capital.
Yeah.
Apparently, they got ATMs active in North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Yeah, they're trying to get more than half of the global cryptocurrency ATM market by 2020, which is only 2 years away.
Yeah, that
the year 2020.
Wow. Oh my God.
2020, motherfucker.
That is crazy.
It's wild.
That's interesting to think. I wonder what their whole process is and how they hope to do that. Because I think just having Ghostface Killah behind it isn't really going to probably get them there.
Yeah, the cryptocurrency I'm not real proficient in, but I'm interested to see where it goes. The Federal Reserve can't be too happy about all this, but
I think the whole appeal of the cryptocurrency thing is basically taking money and putting it back into the hands of everyone, whereas now you have, the global banks that are basically controlling all of the money. And so instead you put it in this process of blockchain, which blockchain is essentially just like the transactions and the Bitcoins like exist, and then they transport between, when a transaction happens, they go on, to the next person that gets that particular Bitcoin. But there's, how do I describe this? Because I'm definitely not proficient enough as a hacker to explain it fully. But
me neither.
The previous person can't see exactly the information behind that particular Bitcoin. And then it's just this continuing chain as it moves along. But it's still a ledger, essentially, where they can go back and show that it existed and the complete chain of where that particular Bitcoin went. Anyway,
boom, yeah. Ray dropping knowledge on you for the cryptocurrencies. But also Russia's in the game too now.
Oh my God,
launching their own cryptocurrency. They don't want to get left out, Ray. You can't leave Russia out, or else CNN get jealous.
Oh my God. Yeah, so they're gonna start their own cryptocurrency. My biggest takeaway on this one though was that essentially this is, it doesn't really seem all that much different than regular currency because the government is basically in charge of it. And one of the big things with Bitcoin is that you can basically earn Bitcoin by, utilizing your computer or whatever as like a server for these transactions that happen with Bitcoin. And you earn a certain percentage of a Bitcoin as you do that. And this is not going to allow you to be able to do this the Russian Bitcoin or whatever they're calling it.
That's a little, depressing, but they got to do something. They can't, if you don't change with the times, you get left behind. So I commend them for trying to change, but like you said, it's tied to the government. So you never know what kind of goofy shit is going to be coming along with it. They're saying over there in Russia, you can readily exchange digital coins for conventional money, although officials would reportedly require a proof of origin if you wanted to avoid a 13% tax meant to discourage money laundering and other dirty tricks. I don't know what the tax is in New York and Los Angeles, but 13% seems definitely fucking high.
Yeah.
Especially when you get into the thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
But there's no time frame on this, but we're definitely keeping our eye on it. The jerk of all trades is watching everybody around the world, not just the United States. So, Russia, do the damn thing. Do what you got to do, and we'll see how it works out for you.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing with any of this cryptocurrency is essentially people buying into it, people actually agreeing to, because just money in general, money is, an agreed upon system, being a part of our society, you agree that, money has value and that it can be traded for goods and services. And that's the same concept with, Bitcoin or whatever it might be. And kind of the goal of Bitcoin was essentially to just take that power back from, the global banking system and put it back into the power of people, that have the internet. And
I can definitely see the younger generations more open to it than anybody else.
Oh, for sure,
Yeah.
sure. Because it's definitely
You can't even get your grandparents to use a debit card.
No,
much
no,
less
your
cryptocurrency.
grandma is still writing a fucking check when she's
Yeah.
at the grocery store.
She's
She's
got
definitely
a giant jug of nickels still in the
Yeah,
basement.
definitely not going to be using Bitcoin, and that's not who it's for. But yeah, I mean, that's the biggest thing is getting people to buy into whatever your particular form of cryptocurrency is, and that being the predominant one, you know. And yeah, I they have to show that they should be the preeminent cryptocurrency out there. And so I don't know. I guess we're yet to find out
Yeah.
if that actually happens. Or
It'll
not.
be interesting. Time will tell, Ray. Time will tell.
Yeah. So as I said, Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with. And another thing not to fuck with is Eddie and his social media game. So Eddie, hit him up.
Hell yeah. All day, every day. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Give us a like. Give us a follow. And of course, you know all about that JOATpodcast.com for weekly funny pics, show notes, and videos from our JOAT Podcast Video Corner. That is JOATpodcast.com. Make sure you hit us up at jerkofalltradespodcast@gmail.com. Anything you want to talk about, we're here open to listen to anything you got to say about the podcast or the topics or what you like, what you don't like, and what you love and what you don't love. So it's all good over here. That's jerkofalltradespodcast@gmail.com. And then subscribe, please, if you haven't already. iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, TuneIn. And while you're there, go ahead and leave a comment and a review. That would mean so much to us. Give us a 5-star review. Let us know you like the show.
5, 5, 5.
Hell yeah. And then subscribe to us on Twitch. You never know when you're going to catch us on that Jackbox acting a fool on Twitch TV /JOAT podcast, twitch.tv/JOAT podcast. So that pretty much wraps it up for social media. And we'll be back.
All right, going to break. Hey, what's up, guys? Ray the Jerk from the Jerk of All Trades podcast with an offer just for you, the listener of the Jerk of All Trades podcast. Audible is offering a free audiobook download with a free 30-day trial to give you an opportunity to check out their sensational service. I've got a recommendation for you once you get your trial all set up, and that is Robert Anton Wilson's Cosmic Trigger, Volume 1, The Final Secret of the Illuminati. Trust me when I say you'll be declaring yourself a pope in no time flat. To download your free audiobook today, go to audibletrial.com/JOAT podcast. Once again, that's audibletrial.com/JOAT podcast to get your free audiobook courtesy of the Jerks. All right, guys, we are back. And we are talking Mr. Robot upon our return. So
yes.
So kind of a little background on myself and Mr. Robot. So I started watching Mr. Robot actually when the initial episode debuted because I'm a hipster. Actually, the initial episode, I think they put it out online prior to it actually airing on USA Network. And so I watched that initial episode and I was absolutely blown away by the show. Just everything that I love in a piece of entertainment and television show, just incredible. So just from the way that it's filmed, the integration of the music, showing, I think that it does one of the best jobs of showing mental illness and how debilitating that can be. I think they just do an awesome job with that. Its portrayal of, hacking and such, as I, kind of let on earlier, I know a lot about computers, but, I can't explain blockchain as well as I probably should be able to. But, I know quite a bit about computers and, the portrayal is definitely quite a far stretch from, something like hackers from back in the day and, CSI and all that kind of bullshit. So, definitely very realistic in that regard. And so, yeah, I was just absolutely blown away by the show. And I've been singing its praises since it first came out. And I've been trying to get people to watch it. And whenever I ask people if they watch it, they say, sadly, no. So, been trying to push it on many people. And
I can't say that anymore.
Yeah. So Eddie has now watched the show.
May of 2015 it came out.
Yeah.
May of 2015. That was almost 2 years. Oh, no, a little bit more than 2 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, season 3 just started up, and so yeah, let's kind kind of
Really
talk
interesting
about that.
show. I just binge watched the fuck out of this for like the last 4 or 5 days.
Yeah, I've been trying to. I really wanted to make it through the best or through all the episodes again, and
It's tough.
I
They're
got
pretty long, man.
I think I'm like maybe 3 episodes into season 2 on my rewatch. So it's a really interesting show to go back and rewatch too, because and I'm sure you probably already assume, but there may be some spoilers here. So
Oh yeah.
uh,
Spoiler
so
alert
just so you guys
city.
know,
But hopefully most of the people listening are Mr. Robot enthusiasts.
right, correct. I would think.
But we
so.
are all caught up. We're on episode 3. Not episode 3. I'm sorry. Season 3, episode
Season 3,
2.
episode 2.
So I just watched that shit today.
Yeah. So yeah, just absolutely love the freaking show. I think it's just awesome.
It was pretty good. It was pretty good. I enjoyed it as well.
What are your why don't you give me just kind of
it's
your
not
overall thoughts on the series? And
it's not the greatest show I ever seen, but it's not the worst. It's really
they're
interesting.
not putting that on the DVD cover.
No, yeah, we got the worst JOAT reviews.
Yeah,
but that's all right.
It's not good. It's not bad. It's whatever.
Well, it's I'm not an expert in TV, so it's hard for me to say. But there's some things I enjoyed and some things I didn't enjoy as much.
Yeah, I think some of the biggest complaints that come from people for sure are there can be a lot of slow moments, especially in the second season. The initial portion of that can be a bit slow, but Eddie and I kind of talked about it earlier, and kind of the reason behind that is, the show is basically about 2 things. It's about hacking, and it's about, the F Society stuff, and it's about bringing down, the initial season, right? Bringing down Evil Corp, eliminating all of the world's debt essentially, and just freeing everyone from those chains. And then
yeah, Elliot is dope. The first season, it kicks off with the first episode of the first season mainly kicks off as a background for the main character, Elliot Alderson. Elliot is dope. He's really quiet. He's really into himself and what he's got going on. Super smart, super intelligent guy. And can figure it all out within, a matter of 47 minutes.
He's a master fucking hacker.
He's like MacGyver on steroids. Not like literal steroids, but like computer steroids. Yeah. So, and he can make anything happen at any time. He just needs the tools and the fucking Wi-Fi, and you're toast.
Well, yeah. He's, he's got the other portion of that is Elliot, and Elliot's mental faculties, and Elliot's issues, and
probably not a great podcast guest, Elliot.
He
doesn't say anything.
No, he doesn't. He laughed genuinely in the newest episode when he was talking about himself and Darlene building the Kevin McAllister snowman, and I was like kind of racking my brain.
Moment.
I was trying to think of another moment where I genuinely saw him seem happy, and there's not really a whole lot of those moments in the show. He's very brooding. He's very introverted. And you basically, I think one of the most brilliant things about the show, and what I really like, is the way that you as the viewer, the way he incorporates you, and he talks directly to you. It starts off with hello friend, and he's talking to you, and he breaks the fourth wall on a pretty regular basis.
A narrator, like he's narrating the story,
right? But
instead of being in the story,
right? But he's in the story too. But it's a very, instead of just having that voiceover, he actually breaks that as he's in a scene. Kind of like how Zach Morris would freeze time, and maybe not quite like that.
I enjoyed how he could read people so easily. He's like, she's thinking this, and then I'm gonna say this, and then she's gonna react this way after I say that, and it's just like he's got it all nailed down, man. Like Elliot's, he's fucking on a mental level. He's fucking crazy. He's crazy good. But
it's interesting that you said that too about the way that he's able to tell what people are going to say and stuff, because where I think the series is going, and where many speculating that it's going when we get to season 3.
Oh, you're talking about super that. Spoiler alerts now.
Yeah. So I don't know that to be true, but we'll discuss that when we get to the season 3 portion. So but yeah, I really like the way that they break that fourth wall, and the way that he kind of talks directly at you, because you kind of see this story through his eyes, all the way down to the fact that everybody refers to E Corp. We don't really even know what the actual name is. But you hear it referred to as Evil Corp, because you are watching it from his viewpoint and hearing the kind of the voices and stuff inside of his head. And that's, I think it's a brilliant way to utilize something that's been utilized in a lot of different types of media. the narrator, but doing it in kind of a different fashion.
So I'll say my favorite episode of the first season is when they break dude out of jail.
Yeah.
For a singular episode like Black Mirror, how it's like singular episodes, that singular episode is probably like a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, that episode is
fucking love that episode.
Very, very good.
Where they break that dude out of prison. You know what I'm talking about. It's like episode 5 or 6.
Yep.
First season, fucking tremendous. If you only want to watch like 1 or 2 episodes, the first one and like the jailbreak one, find those 2 and watch the fuck out of that shit.
Yeah. I think that, I mean, you know, to me, it's an episodic show. So I think that, you know, you're going to get much more enjoyment out of it if you watch it all the way through. But yeah, that would certainly, I mean, I think
What's your favorite episode of the first season?
Probably the first episode.
Those 2 are like the hardest to choose from.
I would say the first episode, and then honestly, I mean, I would say 11. I know that you weren't a big fan of it, but I really, really like the finale of season 1. I think the moment in Times Square, I think, is one of the most brilliant episode, moments in a television show possibly ever. So I just love the fact that they really connect to things that are, actually happening. There are times where I'm just like, I'm actually shocked that this show is on a major network and they talk about and say the things that they say. And
they say fuck on USA.
Yeah, I think so.
Damn, that's so crazy.
I mean, I wasn't even thinking of that.
TVMA LV. So they got violence and language like mature. It's not even supposed to be on USA. It's supposed to be on like HBO. Like when we were kids, they didn't show this on USA. That guy that shot himself in the mouth. Remember that in the first season? That was fucking insane.
So that episode actually, so I was talking to...
That was like episode 3 maybe? Oh no, later than that.
No, it was towards the end of season 1.
No, it wasn't that long though, was it? He shot him because they hacked that shit. Oh, that might be. Yeah, I think you're right.
It's towards the end.
It's like 8 or 9.
That episode actually. So we talked about earlier. I kind of told Eddie how
that's based on a true story, isn't it?
So kind of what happened. So kind of to preface this. So one of the other moments from the show, one of the things that I think that's really, really interesting is that there are things that happen on this show, and then from that they actually become reality. So it's a little bit like the Universal Call-Out, but even on a maybe
changing the world,
a little greater scale. You had the Ashley Madison hack, which actually happened after it happened on the show.
Crazy, yeah.
So it's like, did someone see that? And then, that was, hey, that's a great idea. And then they did it.
So the question truly is, does eCoin actually exist right now? And do we not know about it?
Well, I could have got a free Amazon Echo Dot if I would have.
See?
But I fucked up and I didn't check my email soon enough.
Is there actually a cryptocurrency that they aren't telling about? That's the quote unquote they.
They're definitely blurring the lines between
Remember
reality.
the Amaro? Whatever happened to the fucking Amaro? That shit never even launched.
I don't even know what that is.
I remember, I think one of our friends was telling us about the fucking Amaro.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, so I didn't get a chance to tell you. So the thing with the guy shooting himself, essentially that episode was set to air, and then in one of the many, many shootings that happened, there was the guy that worked for like a news station, and something happened. He got fired or something, and he ended up going crazy, and he was filming himself, and he filmed himself shooting a cameraman and one of the news anchors when they were like on location somewhere, and so they actually killed himself. I don't know if he killed himself or I think he eventually killed himself. Ugh. So anyway, that happened like right before the episode, and they had to delay that episode because obviously it would be a little bit
reshoot it. Yeah, they just have to create a whole.
Well, that's probably not the right word. Reshoot it. So.
No more reshootings, please.
But yeah, so it's interesting that tends to happen a lot. I was actually watching season 2, and I heard just in a background, they were talking about a ransomware that was being installed on people's computers that was making them pay to basically get all of their files and not have their files be erased. So, and then we talked about the big hack and the big ransomware hack. So,
see, like this day and age, it pays to be a hacker big time.
I'll tell you what, man. Watching this show,
everything is on computer. Doesn't it make you paranoid?
Yeah.
It makes you super paranoid. Like all my money, everything I've bought, like not everything, but like, let's say 50% of what I've bought in the last 5 or 10 years has all been online.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy, dude.
And that information.
Netflix, how long have you had Netflix for? Probably like 15 years or
yeah,
something like that?
Actually 15 years.
Probably pretty fucking close to it. Like Netflix came out, what, 06, 07?
No, Netflix came out in like 2002, 2003. I've had that since, I've had Netflix since like 2003, I think, or 2004, maybe.
You've had a profile with Netflix since 2003.
Yeah, everything that you do online, man, it's all out there. It's all out there. So.
Yeah, it's like first world problems. It's the ultimate it's the ultimate first world problem. Like, clean food, clean water, but fucking A, man.
Right. All my information is out there.
I could lose everything tomorrow, like the next second.
Easily, dude. Easily. They could fucking crush you. Like with
it would suck, man. My cards, my fucking everything, house, car, bill, everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, like season 2, we got way off track on that.
That's all good. That's all good.
That's why you love us, right? But yeah, season 1 ended.
No one wants us to just sit here and just talk about
everything. We're not really giving too many
yeah.
spoilers. I think we gave more spoilers on the Black Mirror one, but that's cool. Like yeah, season 1 ended with the big hack. The show is so detailed that like
it's really hard to just lay out exactly what happened. We could
talk about just one scene for like 10 minutes.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean the big thing basically with season 1 is essentially showing Elliot and his fractured psyche, and then also they're going to basically try to have society, which he's a part of, the hacking collective. They're going to basically erase all of the world's debt, and they have a whole plan in place for that. And along the way, you basically find out that Elliot, that Mr. Robot that he's been talking to, that he met on a train at the beginning of the show, is actually his dad. Yeah. It's his dad, and his dad's dead, and it's basically just this fractured portion of his psyche that he is talking to, that he's created to do all of these evil things, because as or perceived evil things, depending on
we don't know
which
if
way
they're
you're
evil
looking at.
for sure. Yeah, they haven't really explained.
No one is really no one's really truly a good guy, or a good guy or a bad guy. Sorry,
it's like Republican and Democrat Ethan. Democrat Ethan's like the quote unquote good guy. Or, I'm sorry. Why do I keep saying Ethan?
You called him Ethan. You called him like Edgar. You called him like I don't know. You've called him multiple E names that are not.
Elliot. The good side seems to be like the blue side, and the bad side, perceived as dad, seems to be like the red side. But
yeah,
it's who do you like more of the two sides
between Elliot and Mr. Robot?
Yeah,
I mean
Mr. Robot gets shit done, bro. He doesn't fuck around.
I mean, to me, I guess to me, Elliot is the crux of the entire show, and I think Rami Malek's performance in this thing, I think, is just absolutely incredible. So, I mean, I like Elliot, I guess more, but it's hard to just like lay something, look at the show in that way. Like, hey, this is my favorite. But I really like Mr. Robot, and, the newest episode of the new season, he was just incredible. What'd
you think about them hacking the FBI in season 2?
Yeah.
The group is F Society.
Which stands for Fuck Society.
Elliot's group, not Ethan's group. Elliot's group, yeah. Correct. F Society, which was originally Fun Society, but the U and the N fell off the building.
Yeah, so they became F Society. I love stuff like that. These little just like...
I appreciate the flashbacks, like the little prequels. They're like cute little prequels.
Right. It's interesting to see where all of these different things came from. And they really play on like, what was birthed from what, like the red wheelbarrow thing. And like now in the new season, they've got the barbecue place that's named Red Wheelbarrow. So it's just it's interesting to see those little nuances and stuff, and especially on a rewatch, you start to notice all of these new things. So
my favorite episode of season 2 might be the hacking of the FBI.
That was a good episode.
That was tense, man. That was like that's one of the episodes where you're like not doing anything but paying attention to the actual show.
I will tell you that when I'm watching this show, I am full on. I am paying attention to every single moment.
No, I know, but like this is like edge of your seat, fucking like.
I am edge of my seat. I'll tell you what, man.
When they're just sitting around talking, like when he's in the room with his psychologist, you're on the edge of your seat.
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh.
So I 100% in the newest episode.
I don't mean to judge you so hard, Ray. I'm sorry. It's the Corona talking.
It's all good. So in the newest episode, you're telling me that you are not on the edge of your seat when he, as Mr. Robot, was standing in front of his psychiatrist telling her what he said something about he ruined their plan or something like that.
I spent like 30 some hours watching this. By the end of that, I was on the back of my seat. Yeah. I was laying down.
All right. Well, that's part of, just the way that you consumed it.
I'm just kidding.
And it's all opinion, but
no.
So like that moment, you get to see how dark Mr. Robot is and how dark that portion of Elliot is. And like seeing him as Mr. Robot in front of his psychiatrist when he realizes that he maybe said too much and she's questioning and trying to like figure out what that is. And he realizes that she might be a liability to him and not something, helpful anymore. As Mr. Robot, maybe potentially takes over Elliot again. And you really think that Elliot could do something dark to her. Because he does a lot of shitty things like that. He just, he thinks that he's doing
hacked her.
Right.
He's already
exactly.
And her perceived boyfriend.
I
guess.
He thinks that he's doing the right thing. And that he's doing something good, but it
always turns around on him.
He's choosing to basically play God in these people's life because of his skill, which is hacking and, using information that they have online against them and, not realizing the impact that it's going to have. And he does a lot of those things. So anyway,
Ethan was very, very innocent.
Elliot.
I'm sorry. Elliot was very, very innocent.
We're going to splice together all the wrong names that Eddie has for Elliot.
This is outtake city right here.
Oh my God.
Elliot was like the most innocent in the Alf episode, season 2.
I absolutely, I would say
he was super innocent.
If I had to pick a favorite episode of the entire series, that would probably be it. Right,
that's a close first or second for me between that and the FBI hack. Those two are really good.
Yeah, I just absolutely love that episode. I think it's so brilliant. It's such a change of pace for the show. And yeah,
15 minutes of old school retro USA Network and with laugh tracks.
They don't give
neon
way, man.
Colors. And just like the goofiest fucking
and it's so fucking dark though. It's so dark.
Elliot kills Alf kills fucking Gideon again.
I know. Just the way they tackle
the
things.
Alf touch was tremendous. I fucking loved it.
If you would have told me that Alf would be guesting on Mr. Robot when the show first started, I would not have believed you.
So good.
It was very interesting to see the reaction of people online because usually every season, actually, I don't know if during season 1, but during season 2, I spent a lot of time on the Mr. Robot Reddit because after every episode, people are speculating, people are talking about different aspects of the show. There's always little touches and things.
It's like Russell Zone for Mr. Robot.
Right, but way fucking deeper. Like, people, people that are actual, hackers and shit that are, basically, finding things on the show that you see on his computer screen. And
I'm
then
just trying to get my dick
find.
That's
so yeah, it's I spent a lot of time online, so it was interesting to see the reaction to that, and a lot of people didn't like it, but quite a few people did really like it and saw what a change of pace it was and how innovative it was. And I thought that it was, I can't think of another show that did something quite like that and did it so convincingly and still kept it within the world that they were creating, because I think that that's one of the really good things about Elliot in the way that they're displaying his mental illness is that it does give you a chance to do things like that, to kind of change things up, because you're seeing things from his perspective. So, you don't always have to, be so on the ball with, stuff. So yeah, I definitely, if I had to pick a favorite episode, that would probably be the one.
I hope Darlene doesn't get locked up, man. Run, Darlene!
Dude, I'll tell you what, I'm not happy with Darlene. That was edge of your seat.
She was
right
wild
there.
At the end of the second season there.
Yeah, and she's fucking wild now too. So yeah, season 2.
Do you think that'll be his downfall, Elliot? His sister? Because right now he's pretty fucking untouchable.
Right. You know what? I still think that things just go so much deeper than we even realize. So,
well, they have to end the show eventually.
Well, yeah. I forget how many seasons they plan on doing.
Because look
I think
at
it's like 5.
all the characters in Game of Thrones, like 50, 100 main characters, not main characters, but a lot of characters. 6 seasons, man. That's all they can do is 6 seasons.
I think that they have.
Right now we're in season 3, or early season 3. So what, 5, 6 seasons?
I think that they're doing 5. I think they're doing 5. I believe. I'm pretty sure that the
5's a good number.
Yeah.
Because Breaking Bad, what was that? 5 or 6?
I think it was 5.
Yeah, 5's a good time to cut it. Like, leave them wanting more, you know? Because at the end of Breaking Bad, you're like, fuck, man. It's like, I wish the show was still on.
Yeah. And that, you know what? And that's the thing too with the show is that it's kind of going to have to change directions a little bit. And I'm very interested to see how that goes for people because...
Well, usually don't they incorporate new characters, like a new main character?
Yeah. I mean, you've got new characters. You've got the guy that works for...
black dude with the afro for a while.
Oh, Craig Robinson from season 2.
He was good. I enjoyed him. Well, you got Tyrell, but he wasn't nowhere to be found in season 2.
Yeah, that was another thing. Stacy was really Stacy's my girlfriend, by the way.
Hi, Stacy.
She was
great party.
She was very upset that Tyrell was not in the second season all that much because she liked his character quite a bit.
Yeah, he was nowhere to be found. And then like with the FBI thing, there was a cliffhanger with the 2 friends of Darlene. Trying to find their names here.
Moby.
DJ Mobley and the Indian girl, I believe.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, maybe Middle Eastern. But anyways, they got away. Like
Trenton.
Yeah, Trenton. Thank you so much. Homeboy DJ Mobley got caught by the fucking FBI, and homegirl just she doesn't disappear, but like nothing happens. Like she sees a black car and that's it. And then, like, they meet up in the credits of the end of season 2. Nothing was ever explained.
Well, yeah, she's like gone into hiding, basically.
They're both in hiding. In that, the black dude, his best friend from the prison. No, prison.
Yeah,
with the dreads. No,
the
dreads.
Oh yeah. The
homeboy.
Yeah, the rapper dude.
Yeah, the rapper guy. He shows up and he's like, "Y'all know what time it is?" And they look at
time to go to work.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, "What the fuck?" No. End of season 2 is probably before the podcast.
Joey Badass. Joey
Badass. Yeah, Joey Badass. Yeah, they're.
Leon.
I guess they're working. Mobley and Trenton. They're working at like a Lowe's or like a Walmart or some shit.
Yeah.
And he just walks up to him. They're on break, sitting on a bench, and he's like, "Y'all know what time it is?" And that was it.
I mean, you saw literally what a badass he was. I mean, he just fucking wrecked those dudes in the alleyway,
dude.
So yeah, he's a fucking not the actual alleyway, but you know, I guess it would have been in the prison.
There is some type of alley going on.
But yeah, he's an interesting character. I really liked him in season 2 a lot. Like
he'll be back probably.
He's obsessed with Seinfeld, and so the episode that I was just watching,
he was talking about Costanza and fucking the tall guy,
and like kind of correlating Kramer. The world and really looking at Seinfeld in a very deep manner, and the idea of it's a show about nothing, and life is actually about nothing, and so on and so forth. So
true.
Very one of my personal favorites.
Don't judge a book by
2.
its cover, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, he's like the main thing behind that.
I was a big fan of him. So overall, what were your thoughts on season 2? Better than season 1? Not as good?
It was on par with season 1. The first half of season 2 I could do away with. And then the second half was really good. I enjoyed thoroughly the second part. But yeah, there was a gap between the end of season 1 and about halfway through season 2 where it felt like they were dragging it a little bit. They're dragging their feet, but that's all right. Even Game of Thrones has that. I'm sure every TV show, when you binge watch it like I did, it's so easy to see like this was a nothing episode. There's just dragging it.
Yeah, it's tougher too because there's usually one crux to the to the season, like one main thing that's going to be happening, and so they kind of have to like have curveballs and like they have to.
They couldn't give you
to
the
destination
FBI thing right away, like the FBI thing that happened like episode 8 or 9 in season 2. That can't happen in the first couple episodes,
right? Because where do you go from there?
Because we'd already be in season 3 and season 2,
right? And we don't have enough characters either. That's the other thing too. Like Game of Thrones.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Game of Thrones worked out well because you had so many goddamn characters that you were able to stretch things out because you didn't have to show that character for whatever
25 minutes,
right? 3 seasons.
Elliot first season, he's on screen at least a half hour every episode, just about. So.
Yeah, you have a limited amount of
Game of Thrones. Jon Snow might not even be on a fucking episode, or like the Dragon Lady, Khaleesi. She might even be on a fucking Daenerys. I'm sorry,
Khaleesi is her.
When Mr. Robot's not on Mr. Robot, you're like, wait, he hasn't been on for like at least a half hour. Where the fuck is this guy?
Yeah, he's probably detoxing. So.
Yeah, so you have a good point there.
I'll tell you what, man, that was another episode that I watched. That holy fuck, man, that was impactful as fuck. Where he's going through withdrawals. And so what is it that he takes? He takes morphine. Yeah, he takes
Morphine, yeah.
He takes morphine, but he has not Narcan. I forgot what the hell it's called. But anyway, so he
The
doesn't
shit that doesn't get him hooked to it.
right, and so he runs out of that, and then eventually he's kind of starting to go through detox, and Mr. Robot brings him into like basically like a house where he goes to get heroin, or actually I think he goes to get morphine, but they give him heroin instead. And someone comes in and shoots the place up and shoots Elliot, and he falls down and dies. And man, I thought that was a pretty fucking impactful, like, holy shit moment.
Like,
you knew that he was
Fear and Loathing Las Vegas kind of.
You knew, yeah, the way that it was filmed, like they put, they kind of put a filter on it, and they had it filmed like you were almost in his perspective.
Wasn't a little bit of fisheye lens going on there?
Yeah, for sure. So
yeah, that's one thing about Mr. Robot I didn't bring up is that the framing of it, when they frame the close-ups, the facials of scenes where it's just Mr. Robot talking to someone and they cut away to just him and then just her or whatever. Usually in the frame, the skull or the head is in the middle of the frame, but Mr. Robot has in like the bottom left, the bottom right. Like it's very scenic on a close-up. That's one thing I noticed about
very, very interesting, and
it's very artistic. I've never seen that in a TV show before.
I'm glad that you mentioned that. I know, at the beginning I kind of briefly mentioned that, but yeah, the way that this show is filmed is just absolutely cinematic as fuck. Like from the music, from like you said, the way that they capture a particular moment. It's very, very, very well done. And,
it'll be like if Ethan was Elliot was on the subway. If Elliot was on the subway, he'd be like on the bottom left of your screen, and then the rest of your screen, like which is a good portion of your screen, you'll see the people sitting behind him and shit. They won't be in focus. Elliot will be in the focus, but like the blur will be like a guy eating a potato chip or like checking his phone or just like.
It's the way that the human mind looks at things. I watched a whole YouTube video about it. There's a guy that basically breaks down all of these different cinematic like filmmaking techniques, and he was talking about the movie Drive, which is a movie that I really enjoy.
That was a little bit similar to that.
And he basically shows like the reason why a character would be in the bottom left. Like they would split the screen into fours essentially, and like they would have that primary focus in a certain area, and then they would have something in the background, but like literally exactly what you're talking about. So it's definitely very deliberate in the way that it's done. And it's definitely beautiful to look at for sure. So, and it can be unsettling too. So putting things in the center, Stanley Kubrick is actually very famous for doing this. It's very unsettling for the brain. Certain colors layered on top of each other. It's just, there's these different things that are just unsettling to the human eye. And so this show definitely does some of those things to kind of unsettle you at times.
Damn.
So
craziness. Well, yeah, I guess as a whole, not the best show I've ever seen, not the worst show I've ever seen. Yeah. But it's pretty good.
What are your thoughts on season 3?
I'll probably continue to watch all the way through to season 3. I mean, like, I don't know if I'm going to watch every week, but at some point I'll definitely try to catch up with.
This season has been an absolute barn burner so far.
It has been good. Like I am interested in number 3. Like number 3 is like maybe a can't miss.
There is one of the most shocking moments that I've seen on a television show in recent memory in the newest episode. So
where the girl gets the beat down.
Yeah, sort of.
Or shot in the head. Man, the violence on women. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Mr. Robot. There was a few scenes. Yeah, a little bit of extracurricular. The roughing the passer on these chicks and the fucking. Remember she got the beat down by I think it was Charles.
Oh yeah,
by the fireplace.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was
CTO beat the fuck out of her.
What's his first name? His last name is Knowles.
Yeah, the CTO. I thought it was Charles, but I guess not. Let me see. Scott Knowles.
Yeah, Scott Knowles
beat the fuck out of Tyrell's wife.
Yeah,
good thing she wasn't pregnant.
Yeah, that was another fucking crazy scene. So.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'll probably keep up with it. So, you ready to hit that Universal Call-Out, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do it. So we had Gypsys last week. Was this yours or mine?
This was definitely shared. This was both of our backup options.
Yeah, we both agreed upon this. So there was quite a few gypsy stories out there. I learned a lot about gypsies. Travelers apparently is what they're also known as. But yeah, I just kind of dwindled it down a little bit just to keep it a little bit briefer. So first story was Gypsy Jokers sits in jail on murder charges. The motorcycle gang's clubhouse is up for sale. This is in Portland, Oregon. Apparently, this is the Gypsy Jokers motorcycle club's hideout or whatever it might be.
Jesus Christ!
I guess I'm reminded of Grand Theft Auto as
this reminds me of Mr. Robot.
Yeah.
Only in Mr. Robot, some Gypsy Joker motorcycle club.
Yeah. Well, I think of
probably some tough guys though.
Grand Theft Auto 4 had a like an offshoot called The Lost and the Damned, where there was a motorcycle gang. And,
damn.
Reminds me of this, but
crazy.
Anyway, yeah, it says same owner for the last 25 years. The real estate listing states so. It was raided by the cops last year. This is what one of the police officers said about trying to get into it. So getting inside the clubhouse is near impossible. The club's front is that enigmatic brick and black exterior, and along the back of the property runs a tall metal gate attached to a decrepit white home. One neighborhood rumor is that the police showed up at the rundown White House a couple years ago with a battering ram. They broke down the back door only to find the entire interior covered with chicken wire, made impenetrable just in case some enemy happened to have a battering ram.
Oh, no.
Or the police. I mustered up the courage to walk up the wooden porch steps and knock on the house door. There was no answer, so I stood at the gate and peered between the bars, a dirt lot, a small dog, 2 Harleys, and a sign scrawled "Bikes Only."
Yeah, it's a little different than a baseball clubhouse.
Yeah. So the leader or whatever of this particular establishment is currently awaiting trial on accusations of kidnapping, torture, and murder of a former member. So this thing is on sale right now, $900,000. I figured there's actually a property listing with some pictures, so I figured we could look at that real quick and see if this thing looks interesting or not. See if we want to buy this thing for the jerk of all trades one of these days. So let's see what this thing looks like. Here it goes. Do you have that pulled up?
Gypsy Jokers.
You got the.
Is it a video or?
No, it's the images.
Portland Mercury.
Oh, here you go.
The interior looks tremendous.
Oh, you got the.
But the exterior, not so much.
Yeah, it looks kind of.
But that might be a good thing because you're not trying to draw attention to your fucking biker clubhouse.
That is very true. It really does look very nice on the inside, but
if I'm smoking weed and fucking drinking and driving possibly, I don't want anybody waiting outside for me.
Yeah, no.
No, they do got windows. See how high the windows are?
I think that Eddie just said he was gonna if he was waiting to drink and drive.
Well, after I'm drinking.
Yeah, the windows do. The outside really does look very shitty in comparison.
It's very under the radar.
Yeah, it doesn't even seem that big.
It looks secure though. Like ain't nobody breaking into that fucking thing.
Yeah. Interesting. Well, I don't think we're buying that one, but
it's like a mini castle.
Maybe.
How much? $900K for that?
$900,000.
And it better come with the hookers and cocaine.
Yeah. I'm sure that there's money stashed somewhere up in there. So
yeah, that's a tall asking price even for that interior.
Yeah. So we had that, and then the other story that I wanted to talk about was this is a story from The Guardian. It's about the outrageous portrayal of gypsy culture. The article calls it cinema's last acceptable bigotry. So I didn't really know a lot about gypsies. I know a little bit about gypsy. Oh. So I think that was Trump. God damn you, Trump! What did you have to see, son of a
fucking
bitch?
Guy with glasses.
This is basically at the Toronto Film Festival a few days ago. BBC Films announced their new film adaptation of Mikey Walsh's best-selling memoir, Gypsy Boy. It's a wrenching story of a Roman gypsy born in a tough family of bare-knuckle boxers, moving away from that background with a difficulty, blah, 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 so on and so forth. So anyway, they have this guy cast, Benedict Cumberbatch. I've seen his face before. I think he's hosted SNL. He has a weird fucking name. Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah.
It's definitely an actor name.
Yeah. I don't think that's got to be his real name, so.
Benedict Cumberbatch?
Yeah.
That sounds like a wrestling name almost.
Yeah, it's bizarre. It sounds
I wonder
like
if he's a backstabber.
I don't know. Maybe.
Remember Benedict Arnold?
Oh yeah, Benedict. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I actually I don't know how I didn't get that, but.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Is this guy Canadian?
I don't know.
Toronto Film Festival.
Oh yeah, I think that's just for the film festival. I could be wrong.
Benedict.
But yeah, I mean, basically the story is about gypsies and their portrayal in the media, and I will say that you definitely have seen some changes in the way that, other minority groups are portrayed. And I am hard pressed to think of a gypsy, or I mean, I don't even know what the proper term would be, in a movie that's not just a goddamn tarot reader or some shit like that. Like, I mean,
It's like a mini little Gypsy Lives Matter article.
yeah. There's a
not to shit on gypsies or anything, but like, isn't that kind of how it feels?
Yeah, it's
They are typecast like a motherfucker.
very, very, very typecast.
Like you said, TV shows, movies. The gypsy's a fucking tarot card reader every time.
Yeah, that's literally their only thing. There's a show on.
They can't play soccer or baseball or like they can't be like a normal fucking person.
Right. They're just always what gypsies are, I guess.
Gypsies are, I don't know. Have you known any gypsies? Because the percentage of population,
I don't think so.
Like for gypsies, has to be quite low, I would imagine. But like, there's been some gypsies in the UFC.
Is there?
Yeah, there's been two of them that I think two of them. I don't know. I think their nickname was Gypsy at least. Junior Dos Santos' nickname is Gypsy in Brazilian, and there's a fighter. I think his name was John McGuire. That was he was from like Central Europe or something. But they said his religion was Gypsy or some shit like that. Maybe I don't know if it's a religion, but like he classified himself as like a fucking gypsy, and he just lived out of his fucking backpack and shit.
Weird.
Crazy, right? So gypsy's kind of like being homeless, maybe.
I mean, they also call them travelers. I mean, I think that was the way the lifestyle was back in the day. It's like being a nomad, sort of.
Yeah, like a drifter.
Yep. Yeah.
Like a drifter, man.
Yeah. But yeah, so the other aspect of this is what they call whitewashing. So we've seen that happen quite a bit. Probably the most famous example that I can think of is in the movie Short Circuit.
Oh, but that guy was funny.
Fisher Stevens as
that is true though.
As the fake Indian guy when because there was no Indian guys that they could have gotten Short Circuit. So
what was his ethnicity?
He's a white guy.
That's a white dude?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Fisher Stevens.
Dude, I'm gonna have to watch that. Short Circuit, both of them or just the first one?
I don't know if he's in the second one, but the first one for sure.
Probably for sure, yeah.
Yeah, but Fisher Stevens, is
wow, I did not know that.
He was a white guy, man.
Oh, that guy's funny as hell too.
Yeah. So
it was two white guys, not just one white guy.
Yeah. So but yeah,
fucking Hollywood douchebags.
I saw in have you ever seen the movie Aliens before?
Wait, the original Aliens?
Well, there's Alien is the first one, and there's Aliens.
Probably not. I saw a fucking M. Night Shyamalan Signs that had an alien in it for like 7 seconds.
Oh, that's right. Remember, I forgot that you don't like Alien. But anyway, the second Aliens movie, there's a character in it that is basically like a tough Mexican chick, and she was white. I found out she was white. I was like, what the fuck? Like, I had no goddamn clue. Like, this chick was white.
I want a refund. Give me my money back.
So, yeah, this has been happening in Hollywood all the way back to blackface, honestly.
Remember Tropic Thunder with Robert Downey Jr.?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, he had blackface for that movie.
Sadly. I actually saw that
movie. You think he was poking fun at movies like Short Circuit and
probably
Aliens?
Probably.
Could be.
I have to say, I remember I saw that movie in the theater, and I absolutely hated every moment of it.
Tropic Thunder?
I did not find that movie funny at all.
9 out of 10 for me.
Oh, my God.
Go watch Tropic Thunder, and then let us know how much you fucking loved it.
Yeah, don't do that. So.
That's like one of my favorite movies of like
really
2008. Yeah, wow. For sure.
Wow, no wonder
Tom
you didn't
Cruise
like Mr. Robot more.
Tom Cruise in that fucking.
Oh my god,
he was so funny.
That was so cringeworthy to me, dude.
So funny.
Wish I could have turned the movie off in the movie theater when that happened.
We gotta have like a poll for Tropic Thunder.
Sure. Did you
like Twitter or Facebook or something?
Did you like Tropic Thunder? Yes or no?
No, there's only two options. It's either yes or hell yeah.
No, we'll have a second
option.
Which
is
I tried to turn it off when I was in the movie theater.
But no gypsies in Tropic Thunder, unfortunately.
No. So, but yeah, I mean, it's sad. So, they're portrayed poorly, and a lot of times when they're cast, they're not even cast by someone who is actually a gypsy. They're cast as, whatever, some white dude. So
maybe Asian or something. Mexican?
We see this happen all the time. I guess in the new Star Trek, they had Khan was played by some white dude, and so yeah, it just keeps happening. So let's stop doing that. God damn it, guys.
Yeah, we're all the same though. Deep. I mean, when you peel back the layers, we all originate out of fucking Africa way back in like, the year 0 and shit like that. So I wouldn't say it's the year 0, but
in the year 0.
yeah, it's crazy. We are all related and we all come from the same fucking continent. So it's crazy to even. It's unfortunate we have to deal with the whole racism shit, but
yeah,
somehow it happened and we have to deal with it. Here we are. We have to deal with it.
Let's figure it out. God damn it.
Yeah, just be cool to people. That's kind of like just how I try to do it.
Be cool to people.
Just be cool to people and hope they don't fucking stab you in the back.
No matter what their ethnicity is.
Like Benedict Arnold.
Like Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah. Isn't that weird? His name is Benedict and is he fighting for him or is he shitting on him?
I don't think he's really said anything. I think he was cast in another role like this too, and he actually ended up backing out of it.
That's good. That's good.
But I don't think he backed out of this one. So.
Damn. See, the money's got to play a big deal now.
Yeah. Money.
If you're giving me $500K to be a Mexican, I'm fucking there in a flash. I am 15 minutes early with donuts.
There you go.
So there you go. Fucking another one in the books, my friend.
Yes. So let's hit the home stretch and the video corner.
JOAT Video Corner. We got some good ones this week. I promised Ray I wouldn't watch them beforehand.
All right.
So are these in order right now?
Yeah. So we got.
Are you gonna play audio or you want me to play it?
I'll play audio.
Okay, turn it up.
All right. So this is Tony the Tiger is back. So before we play this one. So in our episode where we talked about Tony the Tiger being sexually harassed by furries online,
Twitter,
I talked about Tony the Tiger and the commercials that they made with Tony, in which he was, his cartoon version was talking to hookers and such things. So this is Tony the Tiger talking.
Oh, you found it.
It's Tony the Tiger talking to a hooker. So here we go.
With this, you can ride the baloney pony. You can have it.
Something about the baloney pony. Oh.
Tony the Tiger's macking. With a breakfast.
Oh, look at that milk.
Oh, she took a big ass bite out of that shit.
Oh my god. She took it right in the face. Great. Oh, here she goes.
Oh, they're getting down and dirty now.
She needed some Frosted Flakes
she got
so he could
cereal.
frost those flakes.
Ah!
Oh.
So is this like Viagra cereal?
Bring it. So Frosted Flakes.
She made sure she wiped her chin at the end of that shit. Huh?
Tony the Tiger and Frosted Flakes.
Hilarious
Bring out the
video.
tiger in you.
Hilarious.
So yeah, so it's animated Tony the Tiger.
Make sure you check out the video corner for that. Seriously.
Giving some inspirational speech to this hooker so she can get her job done. Get the job done. So.
Oh, I thought the guy had some cereal too, like made him fucking super hard. And shit.
Oh, I don't think so. But...
No, I at the end it kind of seemed like a Viagra commercial, because she was wiping her chin and shit.
Yeah. All right. So next up we have this is based on our Larry Flynt story earlier.
Larry Flynt, Ray's homeboy.
This is Larry Flynt. This is from the 1980s. This is called Larry Flynt Crushes District Court Judge.
He looks so different here.
All right, so here we go.
You made it on the record, but I'm telling you what I said.
Yeah, he definitely sounds the same.
One token cunt, and I forgot to remind them that 8 of them were pricks, and I'm going to go back and do it once more with style. You see, there's a difference between class and style. Mr. Griffin, you got class, and I got style. Before we ever get to the courthouse, you're going to know the difference between the two.
Style and class?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, I wonder what class Larry Flynt
So
had.
so basically he's laying that law down, and he's got class, man. So
Larry Flynt been macking
is
since the 80s.
Yes, since before then. So
not a big Trump guy though.
No, he's not a big anyone guy. So
Larry Flynt loves Larry Flynt.
All right, so last but not least, we've got this is krs-one. What group is he from? I don't know. I recognize his face.
He is from the original rap group KRS-One.
Okay.
I don't think
thought
he
he
was
was-
ever in a group. He
Oh,
was
no?
just always KRS-One.
Okay, so this is him explaining the fifth dimension. This video is a bit long, so we're gonna just watch some of it.
Just give you a little taste of
Yeah,
it.
so and then we'll have the whole video on the video corner. So here we go.
We can say this. Rockstar energy.
Looks like he's
I just put that in history.
at a podium in front of a classroom of students.
See how quick history come up right there. Rockstar energy drink.
Rockstar energy
Those
drink.
who wanna
Not good.
do the exercise, we're gonna say rockstar to ourselves. without
Diabetes.
opening our mouths, without saying anything outside.
Not
We're gonna say
KRS-One,
this
the
to
fucking
ourselves. We're gonna say
rockstar.
Rockstar to ourselves. Don't say it out loud at the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, hopefully you guys did that.
Now, the
Yes.
question to ask
Say rockstar
if
to
you
yourself
say
in your
rockstar
mind.
In your mind. The question to ask is, what voice is that? What voice is that?
Yeah. What was
voice
that?
Just spoke. You just said rockstar without moving your mouth at all.
The voice inside your head, man.
Yes,
On
indeed.
top of that,
Mr. Robot style.
you on top of saying rockstar, you heard yourself say rockstar. How can you hear yourself say rockstar and no vibration of sound has happened? See, this puts
Yeah,
into
sound
perspective
waves.
what sound actually is.
No sound waves.
And what
Neural
memory is. Memory's not in the
impulses.
brain, memory's in the soul. The only thing you take with you after this life is your memories or your knowledge, your experiences. That's the only thing you take.
Very true.
Unless you study Egypt culture, they believe you can take all this stuff with you on the other side.
Unless you're a mummy and you
Yeah.
get robbed 10 days after you get buried.
Rock star in your mind.
If you're a
in your being is the truth. Is the truth statement.
Is this the weirdest Rockstar energy drink commercial of all time?
this is low key ad. This is low key hashtag ad.
Is this just to get me to say Rockstar energy drink inside my head?
You say it because your mouth
It's like
didn't move.
reverse
So
hypnosis for
the
Rockstar.
The mouth did not move, but you spoke. And you
He's got an
heard
interesting
yourself
point, though.
speaking.
No,
You know?
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And for young people to get a grip on this and understand it,
You can see
crucial.
this better.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, he's talking. The voice inside of your head, man. Your ego.
Put this image in another site. If you close your eyes, you can still see this. What is the site?
All right. So, that was pretty interesting, man.
Yeah, he goes deeper and deeper into
I'm
later in the video, but yeah, he was just going on with that Rockstar there, but he's got some really valid points there. It's a very thought-provoking video.
Yeah, I
And-
definitely want to watch that whole thing.
Yeah, KRS-One is a great speaker. Yeah, his raps are very similar to how he speaks on his motivational speaks. I would love to have him on the podcast one day. That'd be dope
absolutely.
as fuck, man.
Absolutely.
It seems to me like he's a really good guy, just like all around good guy.
Yeah, he's definitely got a positive vibe, and he's trying to introduce some kind of deeper concepts to people, and doing it in a very palatable way. So
Absolutely, yeah, he's one of the most intellectual rappers like in the history of rap for sure. KRS-One.
socially conscious hip hop, I would always call it.
Yes, that is like right on the button.
Yeah. So
yeah, cool video, man. I guess that wraps it up. And then
let's
go to the video corner on the website if you want to check out the rest of that.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, do check that out. We'll do InspiroBot, and then we'll randomize.
All right, let's go,
We'll hit
Ray.
the road. All right, you ready? InspiroBot, you want to go first, or you want me to go first?
You can go first, bud.
Okay. All right.
Boom.
On Sunday morning, whatever you might have sodomized can't be unsodomized.
What's the picture?
It's like inside of a cave or something. I'm not really sure, but fuck.
You say it again?
On a Sunday morning, whatever you might have sodomized can't be unsodomized. So tomorrow, I gotta make sure on Saturday night.
What if it's Mr. Robot though?
On Saturday night, I gotta make sure that I do not sodomize anything. And
It could have just happened in his mind, like Rockstar.
yeah. I could just have a dream of sodomizing something, and
and it's unsodomized because you never actually sodomized it in the physical form.
Oh, I think this is telling me that I cannot unsodomize things.
Nah.
So I think this is talking in the physical realm. If I sodomize something, on Sunday morning, I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna realize, fuck, I can't undo that. I just stuck my D in the B and I can't take it back. So somebody's having a hard time pooping on Sunday morning. So
hashtag add sodomize.
Yes. Oh boy.
That's funny. Yeah.
Oh boy.
So I don't think mine is going to be as good as that.
All right, it might be. But
But
you got?
I got some guys jumping off a balcony. Looks like into maybe some water in the jungle there, like rainforest type deal. And it says, "Would you be happier if ghosts would turn into idiots?" Question mark.
Ghosts are kind of idiots.
It's hard to say. But
you know what?
I'm not happy.
You find out that they're ghosts all along. I
All right.
see dead people.
Here you go. This one could go with the sodomizing.
By the way, I didn't get a chance to say that when I talked to Eddie yesterday about Mr. Robot real quick, Eddie likened it to The Sixth Sense. And I was trying to ponder that, and I was trying to understand. And then I realized that it was the twist. But I was talking with my girlfriend about it. She's like, but that has ghosts in it. Like, Mr. Robot is just because his brain is broken. So, anyway.
Cool. And Spirobot for the win.
And Spirobot with tying it together. So sorry, I totally interrupted you there.
No, that's all right. Do you want another one or no?
Sure, let's do another one.
All right, I got some guys like wearing some cool socks and some really nice shoes. And it says, "Accept that you're faced with certain death. And don't forget that you might get what you want." So there you go. You might get what you want, even though you're going to die.
I have a really bizarre one. I've actually not seen this style one before. They must be coming up with new ones. So it's a gray background.
Yeah, that's what I noticed about Spirobot. There's a lot of, they're coming out with that new stuff.
On the left-hand side, it's larger black print. It says, "Don't think about lovers." And on the right, there is a partitioned off black section that almost looks a bit like a cell phone or something. It's completely black. It's got a border around it. And then it says in small white font to the left, "Whatever it takes."
There you go.
I'm not sure what any of that means, but there it is.
By any means necessary.
Yes, whatever it takes. So let's randomize this shit.
Yes, sir. That randomizer, Universal Call-Out time. Don't forget to check us out at JOATpodcast.com. And we will be there for you on the video corner, on the blog spot, everything and anything you need. JOATpodcast.com.
We'll always be there for you.
So we got, what we got? 10, 15?
Let's do 10.
All right.
Here we go. All right. You know what? I'm gonna go. This one's got a couple repeats, and I don't love it. So
we finally broke it. Yeah, I had a feeling this was gonna happen eventually. See, and Spirobot was able to change. Like this randomizer has been able to change.
Yeah. We're gonna have to find a new one. All right, I got here's a layout.
We're gonna have to get a hat. We're gonna have to take my hat off and
we need a new website. If
put
you
some names in the hat.
if you got a better one for us, definitely let us know.
Or yeah, any listeners, if you got a universal call out, but you can't cheat.
Yeah. So we got criminals, prostitution, pigs, rabbits, banana, volleyball, windmills, spinning, pigeons, or railroads.
Criminals would be a little easy, I would think. Banana?
Oh fuck. I just lost it, so I guess we're going with banana because I didn't remember the rest of them. So.
Sure. Bananas.
All right, bananas.
Let's do it.
Universal call out.
We'll be back next week. Nothing special planned at the moment, but look
sure
forward to hearing from you guys.
Stuff. And we got quite a few fun topics that we might throw out there. So
yeah, we're loaded. We got topics for days. So stick with us, and we appreciate you listening.
Absolutely. All right, we love you guys. We're out.
Bye.